Hello and welcome to A Celtic World, YouTube channel and podcast made by Celtic fans all over the world for Celtic fans all over this great big world. And we've got a pretty unusual lineup, I dare say, for the first time ever. I'm joined by Innes and Dano. Innes and Wrexham. How you doing?
Hi, Gav. Yeah, doing fine, thanks. Yep, just ticking along, observing all things that's going on in the football world.
Good man. And all the way from Korea, we have a possibly frozen already Dano. Dano, are you frozen? Oh my goodness. He's been infected with Stephen itis.
I don't know what just happened to my Wi-Fi. It just blinked out. Sorry.
Dano, have you met Innes before?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
You've
did
been-
a show a bit ago.
yeah, a few
Okay.
months back.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the first time we've had this particular triumvirate on. So
I think you're right on there.
that'll be fun. Let's just say that today's show, I think we ought to dedicate it to our good friend Monty, who I believe is not too well at the moment. Had a heart issue, but seems in fine fettle. So a lot of chat, people in the chat saying hello to Monty. Very much
Hello,
part of the
Monty.
Celtic World family, Dano, eh?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt about it. Big up Monty. Best of luck, man. You know, we're all hoping for the best.
Everyone's saying hello and get well soon, Monty. Fuck's sake, get well soon, Monty, says Chris T. That's very Scottish way of wishing someone well.
Yeah.
So Innes is in Wrexham, Dano. That's obviously America's hotbed of football these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been a football focus. No doubt, man. Interesting places generally in the football world to kind of be over the past few years, if you're into it. But
It's drawn a huge amount of attention. Whereas Americans are all over the place in Wrexham, they're building hotels right, left, and centre. The amount of football that's brought in, on a Monday night in the pub with the turf, it's joined onto the racecourse ground. It's generally pretty busy. Tuesday night, same, and it's full of American tourists. It's amazing what that documentary's done for them.
do I really
Well,
sound
someone
like
giving
Steve
you-
Buscemi?
I mean, you don't get, there's a fair resemblance, you would have to say. I mean, facial
guess.
hair, American,
Suppose. Yeah.
Do
Hey,
you
I'll
get any
take.
lookalikes, Ennis?
What was that, Gav?
You got a Buddy Holly once on the show, didn't you?
A Buddy Holly?
A lookalike, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I heard, yeah. And Proclaimers and so.
Oh, the Proclaimers.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Ah,
All right, well, to cheer up Monty, let's move on with the chat then. Keep him entertained. What are we here to talk about? A welcome distraction is the question asked in the thumbnail. There you can see our Europa League opponents lining up against a rather unflattering photograph, you have to say, of Martinoneill, looking every bit his age, and a potentially pensive Cal Mack, or at least that's what I was going for. So I don't know if you've seen Celtic AM yet, but Stevie was on, and he used the very title to describe how he feels about tonight's game, a welcome distraction. Would you go along with that, Innes, or not?
I think it is, but I think we're all in the same boat that we've got bigger fish to fry in the league. The Europe's a nice place to be for Celtic historically, and always want to be there. But the main thing this year has got to be the league, and to make sure that we get into a decent level of European competition next year. That's the priority. And the Hibs game on Sunday for me is probably bigger than this game tonight.
And would that affect your team selection, Innes?
Well, as we know, the squad's a bit threadbare, so I kind of think he'll go much along the lines as he did against Kilmarnock. There's not much he can chop and change unless he's really want to. If Martin O'Neill's already said he wants Celtic to be in Europe and he wants to have a good go at this game. So he's going to pick a fairly strong, well, as strong a side as he possibly can be, I guess.
Well, we'll get into the very specifics of the squad selection first of all, but let's test Dano's excitement level by asking, are you getting up in the middle of the night to watch this game, Dano?
No, I've got an extremely early morning class, which I got to be out the door for at about 5:30, 6 a.m. So,
Oh, that's when the game's on.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to get my Z's, and I'd rather watch it. I mean, if I had like a late morning class and work stuff to do in like the afternoon, I would go for it. But yeah, tomorrow in particular is like 6:50 start at this place, so gonna have to pass and watch the highlights.
See, for myself, I'm wondering, like, what are our chances of getting through this tie? If it was a tie that I thought we had a fair chance of getting through, it might make a difference. I don't fancy our chances over the two legs for reasons we'll talk about. But yeah, to me, I'm not sure if it's a welcome distraction at all, like you say, and it's bigger fish to fry. And if this is our last little, foray into Europe and we go out ultimately, then, what's the point in getting too excited about it or risking injuries? I mean, Jesus, injuries are the last thing we need.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be a tough gig tonight, no matter what, and never mind the away leg. But so it's yeah, as long as we compete, that's all I'm looking for. Just compete, don't get murdered, and put up a decent show.
Well, Christy says the Marty magic will get us through. Let's come on to that then as we. Well, I'll ask this one question. This is our chance to win a post-Christmas European tie. Since when? Does anyone know?
Well,
I can't remember.
was it Bayern? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 2004, 11th of March 2004, Celtic Barcelona. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Two great players.
Yeah. Like my son looks at this now and he's like, what? Celtic played Barcelona? You played against Ronaldinho? No way.
Yeah.
And he's like thinking, but didn't you just lose to like Kazakhstanis and stuff?
Right.
There's this quite interesting article about how much he was a fan of Stoichkov, Stilian Petrov, in Hristo's footsteps. Do you remember Stoichkov, what a player he was? My son was asking me about him.
Yeah, great player.
I mean, so much talent. It's insane.
Yeah.
Stoichkov. All right. So on the club, on the starting lineup issues, there's a number of sort of head-to-heads. So should we deal with those? You want one each? Oh, we can all throw in on each of them. But we'll start with Dano and we'll say Schmeichel versus Sinisalo.
I mean, in the bigger games, I still like Schmeichel, but it's a tough call right now. I would, if I was Martin O'Neill, I'd go with Schmeichel in this one. These type of ties take an experienced hand. I think he'll be on it for tonight's game.
Yeah, it's a funny one, Schmeichel, isn't it? Because he has a balls up or he has a poor game, and then because he's continually getting games, he'll maybe put 2 or 3 good performances together, and everyone's back on side. And the thing with Sinisalo is he never gets that luxury to have a run and to have confidence built in him. So if he comes in and makes one wee error, everyone's saying, "Oh, he hasn't proven himself to me." But of course, he hasn't had a chance to. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Sinisalo hasn't had a run of games, but like Dano, I said, I think O'Neill will stick with Schmeichel. He's had a couple of clangers over the last few months or over the season, but he's also come up with some great saves too, and experience I think will always stick with Martinoneill. He'll go with Schmeichel.
Yeah, but then again, we also had the let's call it the French vacation or whatever on defense. So I mean, I don't know. You could for me, it's like whatever happened during that time, it's kind of like thrown out the window. I mean, aside from obviously the points and everything that we lost in the standings, but yeah. He's definitely had his moments, and I mean, there have been moments where people are like, he's not in shape. What's going on here? But yeah, I would definitely go with Schmeichel, man.
I mean, I don't think he's got that many more high-profile errors left in him until the fans get very vocal. But for now, I think he's going to play. I think O'Neill will play him, and I think that's possibly the right decision because chucking Sinisalo in this run of games is quite the decision to make.
Yeah.
All right, Innes, you can lead us off then with Sarachi versus KT.
Again, I think O'Neill will go with Kieran Tierney. I like Sarachi, and like Tierney, obviously, and Sarachi's always put in a good shift when he's played. But again, I think O'Neill will go with his tried and tested Kieran Tierney. Certainly for probably 60, 70 minutes anyway.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, Sarachi is quality. There's no doubt about it. What does Sarachi give you that KT doesn't, or vice versa, Dano? Can you draw a line between those two players and their relative strengths?
Yeah, I mean, KT, I would say brings more experience and a little more, tactical nous to the table than Sarachi. But Sarachi has kind of that electrical X factor that he brings to the game, and I like both of them at left back. I'm a big fan of Sarachi, but yeah, I think there's minor differences in their game. I think they're both good defenders, and they're good bringing it up the field and overlapping and all that stuff. But yeah, KT having more experience, especially at the top level, I don't think this is really a decision to make. But like Ines said, he's probably going to play like an hour, maybe 70 minutes. And I think Sarachi will get a crack tonight.
Yeah, I don't think there's that much between them in terms of quality, really.
Yeah.
And, we were saying Innes recently on one of the shows, don't know if you saw it, but left back used to be our big problem area.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got two decent players and there's not much of a drop off,
No. For me, Sarachi comes inside more than KT does. KT tends to go more on the outside. So it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for crosses into the box, etc., then Tierney will play. And it depends on the tactics. If he's looking, then Sarachi will, come more inside. But again, that will all depend on who's up front. So,
yeah,
definitely. Well, we'll come to up front in a second, but first of all, the midfield battle. So I think we know who two of the midfielders are going to be in terms of Kalmak and Negrin. And then the third is a battle between Hatate versus McCowan / Bernardo, and some even say / Sarachi. Dano, midfield, what were you looking?
There's a big segment of the crowd that is hesitant to put Hatate in at any game in Europe, just because he's always a bit daring with passes and stuff like that. Tends to have a lot of turnovers and critical moments, but I would go with Hatate. I think I don't think this is a huge decision to make, but yeah. I mean, it is a big decision to make, but
talking about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people talking about it, and Hatate does have his bad moments in Europe for sure. He's always trying to go for the magical, big time pass, get down to the goal. But yeah, I think I would still put in Hatate.
Well, Smell the Glove says Martinoneill says he's had a chat with Hatate, and we're going to be stuck with him again. It's not so much the attempts at a killer pass that I think people are worried about. It's the lack of bite in midfield, the lack of tracking back and putting in tackles. Because Negrin ain't going to do shit when it
No,
comes to that, and you can't have
no,
two of your three
Yeah.
not putting a shift in.
Yeah.
it's not a great midfield. Negrin, McGregor, and Hitati at all. And I was up at Celtic Park for the Falkirk game a couple of weeks back, and I lost the plot on the bus on the way home after that game. I said Hitati, for me, would never even get on the bench. He'd never be in the squad. He checked out, and just jogging around the pitch, no interest. Obviously, clearly, he was wanting his move in the window, but it was interesting what O'Neill came out and said yesterday. So O'Neill's management skills come before interest in the day before or 2 days before the game, a day before the game. I think he'll play him. So he's trying to get his head into the right headspace to put himself in the window for a summer move again. So start playing. If he's not playing, yeah. I think he'll play.
That and the point that's made here about the Japanese manager watching.
Mm-hmm. And also, Bernardo wasn't in the squad last week, so there's some issue going on there. And also, when he has had game time recently, and I was a big fan of Bernardo, a really big fan of him, and screaming for him to get game time when he wasn't earlier on in the season. But the chances he's had, he hasn't really showed up, or hasn't impressed or dominated. So, and they see more day to day in training, etc. So, I'll trust O'Neill, but I think he'll go with Hitati.
It is a bit weird the way Bernardo's had so little chance to prove himself. I mean, he comes in, doesn't do so well, but then he's frozen out then for the rest of time. What's going on there, Daniel?
I don't know. I mean, I am a big believer in still getting Bernardo more chances because, man, I mean, he was just non-existent. I mean, he was sitting on the bench or even not on the bench for a lot of time this year. And I don't know what the managers have been seeing in training. I mean, at least any non-French managers we've had. But I'm still a big believer in him. He's a good big body, especially when he's on the ball and someone's trying to rough him up. He can break tackles and get forward. But yeah, like Innes said, last couple appearances, not great, not terrible, but he needs to get more playing time. I think him and Ingles. I'm still looking for both of them to get on the pitch more. So I wouldn't mind seeing Bernardo get a crack tonight, but he definitely needs more PT, more game time.
Well, a lot of people are saying it's time for McCann to come in. He's the obvious choice. If Hitati's out, Bernardo's frozen out for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Could Luke McCann come in? I saw that on Celtic Fans TV. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what anyone thinks about that. I just want to draw attention to this. Here's an emoji we've got. Don't want hat in a Celtic Ganzi. That's good, isn't it? That's the Hitate emoji. Do you know the word Ganzi? Is that how you pronounce it, Innes?
No. Don't know what. Gains.
Like a top. Well, I used to hear it from my old aunties and that, or my dad even.
Like a kit, like a uniform, shirt.
No, Ganzi, it's like a top, shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was thinking of putting together an educating Dano section because we haven't done that for a long time about Scottish words for today's show in case we needed a filler.
Yeah,
but they're popping up anyway. There's Ganzi.
Ganzi. All right. Sure that's a new one for me.
All right. Does anyone think McCann might get a look in? Or
I don't think so. But he's an honest player. Gives you 100% all the time. Does a lot of running around, a lot more running than Hitati does. But skill-wise, certainly not for a European game. Maybe SPL at best. So.
All right. Next head-to-head is Chvanchara versus Adamu. Innes. This should be an easy enough one.
Chvanchara, yeah.
Chvanchara, all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that pass to win the game over the weekend was magic, man.
He's got a lot more physical presence.
More, has he not? Yeah. Go on. Tell us.
Got physical presence, assists, attempts on goal, whatever it is. He's just got more to his game that I've seen so far anyway. So.
And I mean,
Damo hasn't had many
experience in
minutes.
Germany.
But,
So
yeah, they know about him, don't they?
yeah,
From his days there.
know the opponent. Yeah.
Did you watch his interview with Celtic TV?
No.
Nah.
Did a big long interview with Celtic TV, talking about his career and its ups and downs and how desperate he is to prove himself worthy at Celtic. And I've got a good feeling about him. Do you both?
I think I read some of the comments that he was, he's looking to, make this a long-term move, etc., etc., and make his name at Celtic. So
that's
a
right.
positive sign.
He wants to give the club every reason to sign him permanently.
Yeah, that's positive for me. So
when you hear a lone player talking like that, that's excellent.
Considering the shit show that's surrounding the club at the minute, so
yeah, it's hard to come by enthusiasm for sure.
Here's a point from everyone's favourite, Mahesh. Given Engel's injury, Bernardo's needed for his running and contesting possession in midfield. That's the same argument that was being put forward for, not having Hatate and Nigrin together. So if Hatate does come out, Bernardo ought to be the man, or maybe even the other way around. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see what team he goes for. That's for sure. All right, then. So on to Stuttgart. Have we done lots of research for this show, Innes? I know you like to be prepared. Are you completely clued up on Stuttgart and how they play?
No, not at all. But I've been looking at the results. They're sitting fourth in the Bundesliga. They haven't, lost many games. I think they lost to Roma in Europe, but their last loss in the Bundesliga was a 5-0 loss in early December to Bayern Munich. And other than that, they've put together a good string of results, and they're in the Champions League spot. So there's quality there, that's for sure.
Dominates possession and control the tempo of the game with the ball at their feet, I'm told. Territorial control with incisive vertical sequences, translating possession and build-up dominance into tangible opportunities. Keep the ball, get it forward, Dano.
Yeah.
That's how we used to say those things.
Yeah.
Don't lose the ball, get it up to the big man.
Yeah. Not having done a ton of research on this team for sure. I'm not gonna play the role and act like I know, but it's the home tie tonight. We better bring our shine box, man.
You know what you're talking about.
Of course, yeah. Just bullshit my way through the exam, like I do with the Scottish slang and colloquialisms. But home tie. We got to go back to Germany, which historically is pretty sub-ziggy. So better bring our shine box, man. Got to come out with a result.
Okay. So, I wanted to talk about their danger men a little bit then. First of all, let's have a look at this. This is the table. Shows where they finished. They finished 11th on 15 points. They were 1 point away from qualifying into the top 8.
Yeah.
Some funny teams there, like some you might expect, but quite a few smaller clubs doing all right, like Genk and Braga, Midtjylland.
Yeah, Midtjylland,
doing nicely.
I mean, Midtjylland for a while was right at the top of the table, and they didn't fall very far. Yeah.
And then Celtic in a creditable 21st out of the top 24. So we're playing against a good side. That's for sure. And as you were saying, their position in the Bundesliga is not to be sniffed at, and some of the results of late. Now then, the danger men. This is from FOTMob. Top rated there, you can see Mittelstadt, Undav, and Stiller. Top scorers are Undav, Demirovic, and Llewellyn. And top assists, Llewellyn, Stiller, and Führich. Das Führich. So obviously, Stiller, I think I've heard, is like the man, the sort of metronome, central midfielder. What we'd like to think Cal McGregor is for us. Keeps everything ticking. Excellent midfielder, gets his foot in the ball. makes everything happen, takes it off the defence, all that kind of stuff. So let's have a look at him. Angelo Stiller, 45 million euros. They rate him as. He's had 5 caps for Germany. 24 years old, from Munich. That's what he looks like. Dano, what do you diagnose him with there?
I don't know. Did he eat something extremely sour before he took the picture? I'm not sure. It looks like he's having a
This is not
facial
an
implosion
opportunity
here.
to make fun. He's got a cleft palate, obviously, cleft lip.
Okay.
And there was an incident recently in the Europa League match where a Go Ahead Eagles player was taking the piss and had to apologise publicly, and his team were very upset with them for taking the mickey out of him. As I say, this isn't an opportunity for humour. Smell the glove, how shame upon you. Yeah, he's just got a cleft lip. These things happen. Who does that remind you of, Innes, a man of your years? Do you remember like a Premier League player who had a remarkable nose that was taken the piss out of?
What, in SPL or English Premier League?
Yeah, English, I was thinking. When you were a lad.
When I was a lad, a long time ago, Gav.
Yeah.
No, off the top of my head, no. But as soon as you say it, I will.
Famously, Gaza took the piss out of him. Paul Gascoigne, much respected Gaza.
He took the piss out of everybody. So,
yeah, that's all he did.
Does anyone in the chat? Know who I'm talking about? It's this guy, Aston Villa legend Gordon Cowans. He had a really interesting nose. It seemed to it continues on across his face on the right side, but it didn't used to be the case. See there?
Looked like he broke his nose or something.
Yeah, he totally broke his nose. Oh, jeez, we don't want all this happening. See, back then his nose was fine, but yeah, he broke it, as you can see here.
Must have been a bad break, man. Jeez.
You can't really see it there. Gordon Cowans, brilliant player.
Before my time, Gav. Before my time.
Is it?
Yeah.
He played with Peter With and people like that, who was one of my favourite players.
Yeah, no, just names fantastic. For me. Just names.
Yeah.
And they won the European Cup in the early 80s, didn't they? See, that's his nose now.
Yeah.
Gordon Cowans. Oh, Ian Rush, of course, he used to get slagged off for his nose. Ian Rush, came to the town I live in once and was doing like Q&As, with Ian Rush. We all went out on the piss with him. He
was born and raised only 10 miles from here.
Oh, there you go. Absolutely. Of course he was. I mean, all he ever said in the Q&A was that any player somebody asked him about was absolutely fantastic, absolutely superb. No matter who it was.
He wasn't the brightest chap, but a good player all the same.
No, not that interesting.
I went to his testimonial back in the day, and that was my introduction to Liverpool pubs. So it was a bit hazy. Fortunately, I think it was a 6-0 defeat, if I remember right.
Liverpool pubs, fantastic. All right. So what else have we got to say about our man Angelo Stiller? What else does it say on FOPMob? Let's have a wee look at the statistics here. This year, 22 appearance, 1 goal. He's not really a goal guy. He's all about, making the team tick. Defensive midfielder. 45 million. What's his story? Bought from Hoffenheim in 2023 for 5 million. So he's fairly rocketed in value. 24 million. So he's a man to look out for, as is Dennis Undav, the striker. Plays for Germany. Look at that. He's got 6 caps and 3 goals for Germany. So that's a good start to his international career. 29-year-old centre forward. 18 appearances, 12 goals in the league. current value 20 million. But look at his career. He was at Brighton. If anyone follows English football, you'll probably know that. He was at Brighton and he went out on loan to Union Saint-Gilloise, and then they bought him. Oh, no, they didn't. Then he went to Stuttgart on loan, and eventually they bought him. But his goals in all competitions, 18 appearances in the Bundesliga, 12 goals. 6 appearances in the Europa League, 2 goals. And then a couple of goals in 4 games, and I assume that's one of the cup competitions. One of the cup competitions, did I say cup? Still think about Liverpool. So I'd say those are 2 of the guys there, Stiller and Undav Innes, that we're going to have to watch out for.
Just looking at them, I mean, they've both got good profiles, and I can't imagine Stuttgart in general will be sweating too much about coming to Celtic Park tonight. I just can't imagine it.
Yeah.
No, they're looking forward to it, I hear,
I'm sure.
and probably with good reason. One of the things they talk about is looking forward to the Celtic Park atmosphere, Innes.
Yeah,
So
when
are they going to be disappointed?
Yes, yes. It's we've talked about this many times over the season. You know, it's a myth, and even more so with what's going on at the club now. You know, the Green Brigade being banned, the place is like a morgue. You can hear the players on the pitch. It's not good. It's not going to be sold out tonight. There's still plenty of tickets available. The club had plenty of opportunity yesterday, I believe, to resolve the Green Brigade ban. That would have given everybody a lift going into tonight's game, but it's still unresolved. So I can't imagine there's going to be much of an atmosphere tonight either. And there's word going around that there's going to be some sort of protest, maybe a tennis ball protest or something as well. So it's still going to be, pretty flat.
Yeah, so a couple of things have happened then. There was a meeting between the collective and Brian Wilson, wasn't there, and some others, where various things were said, like Michael Nicholson's doing a great job. The process hasn't changed in 25 years, which is part of the problem. This is an article from Celtic 365. The Nicholson and Hargreaves tag team is on a mission. If Nicholson remains in place, we can assume his schoolyard chum, Mark Hargreaves, will also remain in place. And Hargreaves seems to be the man at the very centre of all this brouhaha with the Green Brigade, and the man who's unwilling to give an inch, Dano, the former policeman. And, what's going on that these sort of petty, sort of personal grievances are potentially holding up the season. It says here on a different article, it seems that the current excuse for the Green Brigade ban were words said to Mark Hargreaves in broad daylight, indoors at the Celtic AGM. Hargreaves is believed to be on annual leave, despite representing Celtic at the Europa League draw. So because Hargreaves has a problem with some 2 guys in the Green Brigade, we're hamstrung on this issue? Tell me that's not the case.
Well, that's what we're reading, but it seems that when you hit on the head there, it's personal. The club's bigger than this. And that's the problem with the executive team. They're not dealing with stuff like this. That should be resolved quickly and out the door and move on. It's for the sake of the club. Not a vendetta against 2 individuals versus Hargreaves. It's shocking. It's harming the team. I mean, you saw against Killie, the atmosphere that was generated behind the goal at the weekend, and they've all come out and said it helps the team, it helps the players. And we go into this game and many games previously, and the place is like a morgue. It's not good.
It's not good.
And what do you make of Martinoneill saying he believes progress is being made, Dano?
I mean, who knows? Is basically the answer to that. I mean, Martin saying whatever in public right now, it seems to me, and I think he's being genuine about this, is that, he's trying to encourage the 2 sides to come together, squash some grievances, and get some kind of agreement going on. But yeah, I wouldn't doubt that it was that kind of personal and petty at that level with somebody, somebody saying, a couple of guys saying something Beardsley, and then okay, yeah, it's a vendetta. A couple other guys on the board see what happened, and they're not taking that shit. At that level of corporate governments, you'd be surprised, and most people often are when they hear the true story about the type of petty bullshit that people like that get in a huff about and cause massive shitstorms to fly everywhere.
But somebody in that position, you should be professional enough to just let it wash over you. It's.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think. Most people do think that. I always get a bit surprised by hearing like the inside dope on stuff like this in boardrooms. People with a lot of power, a lot of money. It gets petty up at that level.
Well, but Martinoneill knows full well what a bouncing atmospheric Celtic Park can bring. From his time, the first time in Manchester, they were electric. Some of his games. I was at the Juventus game. Well, I was at nearly all his games at that time, and the place was alive. And it's a far cry from what it is today.
Well, hopefully his call will bring about that kind of atmosphere then, and we can have the fans that are there make a bit of noise for a change instead of sitting
No,
on
I
their
hope
hands.
so. I hope so.
Yeah.
Just to circle back to the Stuttgart chat, G-Doc here saying apparently if you stop Stiller, you stop Stuttgart. But we don't have a midfielder that sort of does that job. Can you think of anyone you would say, listen, you get on him, don't give him a kick? Who's the man for that job within the Celtic squad?
Probably the one, I think Daniel touched on it earlier, was probably the one that can do that job is Bernardo.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Mahesh was saying the same thing. Yeah.
I wonder might that happen? Might he come in and just be told, make this guy's life a hell? You've got the energy. Do it.
Well, time will tell and see what the selection is.
Interesting. It's football, says Mahesh. People need to have thicker skins. That's the guy who gets abused roundly by the rest of the live chat for any statistics he posts. So I hope Mahesh is walking the talk. Good man, Mahesh.
Yeah. Big up, Mahesh.
Here's your usual look-alike. He has come in, Dano.
Yeah.
You're more
yeah, we had a couple.
one.
We had a couple of Cubano lines, and then we had that one. I think that's the best one of the night so far. That's pretty good. I always get the Simon Pegg thing. Never ends.
Shirachi in midfield. Would he be the man to break things up? With his defensive instincts, possibly.
Possibly.
That's a possible other way you could go. Doubtful though, given that he's going to have to be back. He's probably going to get some time back at left back. So I don't know.
Duhalo LP, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Called for Bernardo earlier for that very reason.
When he's on his game, he does do a good defensive shift and an attacking shift, but it's when he's on his game, and we just need to see more of it.
And then someone saying that where's the mention about him not being a Celtic fan? Well, this is a similar tweet about the same subject. Mark Hargreaves, get him out. The fans want it, the players want it, the manager has called for it. Even our board have agreed it's time to end. But Mark Hargreaves can't seem to get off his high horse and just move on. And he's on annual leave. He's off sunning himself somewhere. Is he in the Algarve? Do we have to make a phone call in us? Get him on the golf course? Get an answer to that?
Well, I mean, he's meant to be best mates with Michael Nicholson, so I mean, he's the CEO at the end of the day. He's meant to be there to call the shots, and again, not doing his job, Mr. Invisible, Mr. Mute. That's his job, is to call the big shots, and failing miserably.
Yeah, well, he's doing a cracking job at that. Failing miserably, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We're fairly running through the subjects here. We'll come on to the Hibs game in a second. Just wanted to maybe take a pause and look at a couple of other things here. This has already come up in the chat. These referees are fucking at it, not fit for purpose. Did we see this, the Aberdeen Motherwell game? I don't know if you saw this, but this was a yellow card that John Beaton gave for that challenge. Which is a yellow card every day of the week, isn't it? And then, of course, VAR intervenes and he turns it into a red, comes back from the VAR to give a red. Now, in what world is this a red? Look, they've got 3 defenders in their own half there.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the centre circle. I mean, so what is it a red for? It's not for the challenge. It's not a goal scoring opportunity. There's defenders there. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, the likelihood of him getting a shot away is got to be impossible to tell, huh?
Yeah.
Because he's got half a pitch to run. He's got players closing in on him. You know, they're likely to get in front of him, and you can see from the way they're running onto it here.
Right.
The first red in that game was insane. It was a bit of a high boot, was it not? Was that the Aberdeen one?
I don't know. I know there was a sending off in 3 minutes. That was for the Motherwell lad. Yeah.
Beaten.
Yeah, but their manager obviously was calling out Beaton.
Yeah.
I mean, his decision making is really ridiculous. What's the point in refereeing now? There's no point. So they just do whatever the VAR sort of tells them to do.
Yeah. Exactly, but man, there's so many bad calls during a game. If we didn't have VAR, I mean, it would be shocking. Truly, truly shocking.
Here's another lookalike for you, Dano. I'm not too sure if you'll be fond of that. With that hat on at a rakish angle. Looks a bit of a Hitler haircut.
Oh, if that was my hair, okay, I can see that.
No, it's because of the beanie. Yeah. That's funny though.
Yeah, I was catching a lot of Cuban shit. Obviously, some kind of Che Guevara reference earlier, but yeah.
You called it correct on the pitch. JJ McGarvey is right. And when are they going to be mic'd up? You'd love to. We'd need to hear.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he just explain himself? Because he would have said all the right things when he gave the yellow there. He would have said, it's a bad challenge, deserves a yellow card, it's very far out. Other defenders are there converging on the scene. The chance of getting a shot away is quite small. So yellow card. Not denying of a clear goal scoring opportunity.
I'm quite sure that the club will ask them for the audio, but whether it ever gets into the public domain will be yet to be seen. So, but it's embarrassing whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, the first red was the guy who sort of slipped and slid into a fella. It was a funny one.
Yeah, I saw that one. Well, actually, I saw it on Twitter, but I was watching a far more entertaining game with Bodo Glimt and Inter.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of entertaining games, then, Hibs is far more important in this, you say, to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. So how do you think that game is going to go?
We'll always make it difficult against Hibs when we play them. I was actually at the last home game against Hibs, and it comes back to the same thing we were saying all season. We get an early goal, we'll be pretty comfortable. I think Hibs are not in the best bit of form at the minute. I think get the early goal, get the crowd settled down, and then I think we'll take the 3 points.
Dano?
Yeah, I'm confident about that game. Whatever happens. tonight. Hibs at home. Okay. I get a little trepidation heading to Easter Road for sure, for good reason, but I think we'll come out 3-1.
Yeah, I just don't know. I can't really look beyond any individual game, especially this one, because this Stuttgart game, as I sort of mentioned in the YouTube description, it could do one of two things. It could be we are up against top quality opposition. We rise to the occasion. We get a positive result against a really strong side, and the self belief grows, and then we think we can do it. We're the last team in Europe. We're doing really well. Let's get back to Scotland and kick everyone's ass all around us and be convincing again.
Yeah.
Or Stuttgart, who are a bloody good side, rip us to shreds and expose all of the inadequacies that we all know are there. And then our confidence dips and we come back with our tail between our legs, exhausted and demoralised. And Hibs take advantage of that and take more points off us. And I just don't know which of those two it's going to be in us. Help
No,
me
it,
find a way through
no,
Another
this
possibility
quandary.
too.
it's fine lines, Gav, and I'm equally on board with what you're saying there. It could go, it could turn into a shit show tonight. Hopefully not. Now, obviously Martinoneill got a good record with us in Europe. If we just hold our own, then we come out with some credibility. Even if it's a draw, narrow loss, even then we can still go in with confidence into the Hibs game on Sunday.
I'm almost dreading a really, magical big win that, where we absolutely, come out on top. It always feels like the hangover's worse after a performance like that in Europe in the next game. So we'll see. But it always feels like, especially recently, we come back from a European game and we're sluggish domestically, at least for the first half or something like that. So we'll see what happens.
I think we've gone into all the European games a bit of trepidation this year, but we come away with Feyenoord. Didn't think we were going to get anything there, and albeit they were in a bit of turmoil at the time. Bologna, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Nobody on this show, that's for sure. Here's a comment from Smell the Glove. Mics are going to end up in players' jerseys soon, especially after the Benfica Real Madrid game the other night. You saw that, the racism row with Vinicius Jr.
Yeah.
Shocking. Coward, embarrassing, covering his mouth with his shirt.
How many times has he taken that shit domestically too in Spain? I mean, a lot, man. Seems like every few weeks some shit comes out about him at an away match or whatever in front of the away fans, and just catches every type of racist bile that people could throw at him, man. It's terrible.
It's cringeworthy watching that.
TV companies don't want mics on players due to the swearing. I mean, fair enough, but maybe they can be used as part of the officiating or something. If he just said something racist, then they can go and listen to it or something.
Yeah,
I don't know, but you can't have 22 people going "fucking hell, John," throughout the whole game.
Well,
that's a brilliant. You fucking muppet.
That's a brilliant thing that the NFL has done.
Us.
That's a brilliant thing that the NFL has done for decades, and they use it for after season movies and videos. Somebody's having a magical Super Bowl run or whatever. But yeah, it'd be a good idea. They don't have to be turned on. You can obviously mute them at some kind of control center, but you could use it for some really good moments that only the players or the coaches kind of see.
Or you can cherry pick little pieces of audio for documentaries and stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a sad state of affairs if we have to bite people up because of this racism thing. It's the whole thing should be put to bed many, many years ago. It should never even be a talking point now.
Well,
no, indeed. And we're almost out of talking points, but we've got a little bit more chat to do when we come back. Before then, here's a quick little message from our sponsor.
Every life is full of stories, and we all know someone whose story should be preserved. That's what an audio memoir is, a record of you or your loved one's life stories. family anecdotes, and poignant memories. We will talk online and then edit the recordings into episodes, accompanied by family photos and contemporaneous images of the past, creating an enduring audio-visual experience. We all know someone who deserves an audio memoir.
Ooh, punching it.
Use the offer code Celtic when you get in touch if you fancy an audio memoir for you or a loved one. Capture their life stories for all time. Beautifully narrated there by Dano. Well done, Dano.
The face of radio, Gav.
That's right. Okay. Just a couple more things to talk about. What do we have here? Let me just consult my notes. Do we want to do score predictions for tonight and Hibs? Because we're not on. We're not on again before the Hibs game. Like
Sure.
I say, I've got absolutely no idea, so I'm going to have to, guess one, and then on the basis of that, go for the second. But anyway, I'll throw it over to Dano first.
Let's be positive. Let's go. 2-1 tonight. I think we're gonna be a bit conservative, and if we pull it out, it would be by the skin of our teeth right at the last minute, like we've pretty much been doing when things have been successful all year. And Hibs, I think, will come out sluggish, but we'll have a good second half. Maybe shuffle around some tired players, and I see that as more like a 3-0, 3-1 victory.
Pretty close to Franny's prediction then. 2-1 both games. I was going to go 2-1 for the first game as well. Followed probably by a second leg annihilation in Germany, and we go out with some sort of our heads held high, and yeah, Hibs. If we win 2-1, then our peckers will be up, as they say, Dano, and we'll probably take Hibs out with. Yeah, I'm going to just mimic what you said: 2-1 followed by 3-1. That sounds as good a prediction duo as anything. Innes, how are you feeling?
No, I think we're up against a good side tonight. We're talking already in a flat atmosphere. I think the best we can get away with tonight will be a score draw. And I'm pretty confident that we'll take Hibs out on Sunday. I'll probably go 2 or 3-1.
Yeah, I don't know where my 2-1 victory prediction came from, because all day I've been feeling incredibly negative about our chances, and I'm fearful that we're going to get spanked. But I just can't bring myself to predict a spanking.
Yeah,
by someone else.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I just can't bring myself to do that.
I think the atmosphere might make some kind of beating or drubbing almost inevitable, but I don't know. We'll see, man. I think Innes is right. It's going to be like a boycott, kind of dour atmosphere, but we'll see.
I hope not.
I
Okay,
hope not too.
changing tack quite considerably, and also a little reference to educating Dano that we talked about earlier. I
Oh, boy.
spotted a product in my local Malaysian supermarket here, which I thought was quite humorous from a Scottish perspective. It's peanut butter, and it's called Jobby. Jobby peanut butter. Why is that funny, Dano?
I am familiar with. I have heard this word when I've been in Scotland or amongst Scottish people. A jobby. Let's see. I guess I'd call it a hand job. I don't know, but I doubt it.
Well, it's funny for you to associate it with that. But
I'm
as
pretty
you
sure
can
I'm
see,
wrong.
people are. The comments give it all away.
Okay, right. Get cream. Yeah.
And it's a word I still use frequently, every day, in fact.
Every day,
When I'm
I
out-
use the word
but-
Great
jobby.
word, man. It's a great word.
When I'm
It rolls off the
out,
tongue.
when I'm out with my dog, you're going for a jobby. So,
Yeah.
Jobby, Billy Connolly owns the company. He used to love the term jobby.
fantastic.
Smooth or crunchy. Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, the jokes write themselves.
Absolutely.
That's a good one though. Yeah, Jobby. And I didn't know where it was from. So you know why it's called Jobby? Can you see in the middle it says there who the founders of the company are? Joseph and
Joseph.
Debbie. So that's their names combined. Joseph and Debbie to make these
Okay.
artisanal nut butters. And turns out it's Joseph and Debbie make it. Why not call it Dojo then? Well, I don't know. They could maybe make a fortune if they appealed to the Scottish market as a novelty gift. And if you bought your cousin some Jobby peanut butter.
Well, yeah, then especially if it was
good.
really good, like noticeably good, it'd get a rep, right?
This is the tastiest Jobby I've ever had in my mouth, I might be saying. But not content with having their peanut butter named after the colloquial term for a poo, I had a look at their website just to see where they were from. Is it a Malaysian company or what? And they had this video on, which is their attempt to sell the product through humor. But well, check it out anyway. It's quite odd. I won't play the sound, but you can imagine the sound effects. This is Joseph and Debbie's. This is them selling their product. I assume that's Joseph giving birth there, and Debbie providing words of encouragement.
Oh man.
Because they're looking for investment into their company, the birth of their business enterprise. So Joseph's legs in the air. And
a
take
Jobby
while,
was
you
born.
know,
That Jobby was born.
yeah, I mean, they're selling a food product, and this is how they've decided to pitch it, you know? Imagine this in Dragon's Den.
He's obviously
Ta-da,
not. I mean, given his
it's Jobby.
given his weight and everything, he's obviously not sweating enough to be in labor. It's a little being a lot of pain and physical strain. I mean, he's got a lot of
there you go.
A lot of junk in his trunk, man.
Malaysian artisanal peanut butter called Jobby. So you probably saw the link there. If you want to invest in that, bring it to Scotland. Might be quite a laugh. You never know. Could sell well. What do you reckon, Innes? You're a bit of a businessman, Innes. You know how to bring these things to market. What do you reckon?
I think I could have some creative marketing around that product for sure.
I'll send them that. I'll clip this and put it up on Twitter or something and send it to them to let them know that their product is now well known in faraway Scotland. How's about that? Let's see if I can get a cut. Maybe I can get in on that deal.
Yeah.
A slice of Jobby.
Get a slice of Jobby, baby.
We're ending on lavatorial humour, which is really our wheelhouse, Dano. That's where
Par
we're
for the
most
course.
comfortable.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say?
Par. Yeah, absolutely. Par, a little bit below it. Yeah, it's fine. Average game.
People are loving the Jobby. Massive sales opportunity at Ibrox. Well, drinking toilet water, eating Jobby, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of goes hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
All right, gents. We shall return then on Monday when we'll know the result of both of these massive, massive games. Wow. Stuttgart and then Hibs. So the picture may be considerably clearer by then. So while we leave everyone to make Jobby-related comments in the chat, you keep going, guys.
Absolutely.
The toilet humour is draining, Mark Duffy. All right. Nobody does it better than the Celtic world when it comes to toilet humour. All right, lads. Until next time, take it easy. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail.
Hail, hail.